Thanks for inviting us in at 6 o'clock. And we begin tonight with this executive order that was signed by Governor Mike Braun that is creating some tension for some community leaders and the people they serve.
This order from the governor eliminated DEI, that's diversity, equity, and inclusion in state government, and replaced it with MEI, which stands for merit, excellence, and innovation. Karen Campbell's live in studio, and she talked with some people today that told her that they were shocked by the decision, I understand.
Yeah, I spoke with two pastors who say that they were appalled at Governor Braun's decision, his executive order to eliminate diversity, equity, and inclusion from state agencies. Again, it has ignited a firestorm in some communities.
Replacing DEI in government with MEI, merit, excellence, and innovation.
That decision by Governor Mike Braun isn't sitting well for some Hoosiers.
With a swipe of a pen, he rolled it back 50 years in the state of Indiana.
Pastors Wayne Moore and David Green Sr. say they were appalled at Braun's executive order.
We were underperforming in terms of DEI already as a state, in terms of black businesses, minority businesses getting business in Indiana. So to come out and say, okay, what we're going to do is eliminate that from day one was just alarming.
Under the order, executive branch state agencies should not use state funds or resources to support DEI programs if they grant preferential treatment based on a person's race or ethnicity. Pastors say the order creates a disadvantage for smaller businesses.
How do you prove merit? You got to first get your first opportunity to prove that I can get to my second opportunity. And if you reduce those, I'll never get to opportunities 10, 11, and 12 because somebody can easily say, well, this other company had more merit than you.
Another issue, pastors say Indiana is behind in achieving objectives from a disparity study to increase minority participation in business.
And if you're woefully behind now, you don't expect that we're going to be all of a sudden increasing it because we've just said to larger businesses, you don't have to be inclusive.
All concerns these clergy will be keeping their eyes on.
Just signed his name and rolled back the history of all of that was put together to make the state what it is. He did it.
And we're going to have to rebuild it. There's no question about that.
He tore it down with a pen.
And pastors are also concerned if universities will begin following Governor Braun's decision to eliminate DEI. And of course, this is a big topic and it's something that we will be following.
Yes, and it is linked because these universities get funding from the state of Indiana. All right, good point, Karen. Thank you so much. Governor Mike Braun shared what he wants the General Assembly to add to and cut from the Indiana state budget.
And tonight at 6, our Marina Silva breaks down some of the priorities, plus what state Democrats have to say about the governor's plan.
It's a $44 billion budget that state lawmakers now need to figure out what to do with, and State Department leaders need to figure out where to make cuts. Governor Braun is asking his cabinet to cut 5% from their budgets.
We're going to have each cabinet secretary find where that's going to be in their own domain, and that's going to be something we flesh out over the next 3.5 months.
He says by cutting down where possible, it'll pay for his top priorities, increasing school funding, public safety, tax reform, and adding to the state's savings. Some state Democrats say while they do agree, it's in the hands of lawmakers.
There are a lot of ways that he views how he wants to bring things forward that the legislature now comes in and we have a very big hand in how those decisions will be made.
Governor Braun also reiterated something he campaigned on, reducing property taxes. But that's something public school districts rely on.
Those school districts better have salted some of that away in their rainy day funds and not been mismanaging to where they did things to where they would need that kind of increase year after year.
The reason that the locals use property taxes to fund school is because of the failure of the Indiana General Assembly to fully fund public education in the state. It is the main responsibility of the state to fund education, and they shifted that burden to the locals.
Over the next few months, we'll see what makes it in and what gets slashed. Reporting from the State House, Marina Silva, 13 News.
6:04, and here's a live look outside. You might not be able to tell just by looking outside right now, but it is much warmer here in Indianapolis tonight after a very chilly week.
We'll take the warm up.
Yes, my dog took the warm up. She finally got out on a walk today. It's been days, but we're going to warn you now. We've got the coldest air of the season coming in the 7-day, but we're going to start with the warm up. Temperatures right now a good 15 plus degrees warmer than this time yesterday. Bloomington, we're up 16, up 17 in Richmond. Kokomo, Lafayette, and Greencastle up 18 in Terre Haute and 12 degrees warmer in Indianapolis. That puts temperatures in the low 30s and will stay there over the next couple of hours under a mainly cloudy sky. Temperatures we will watch closely overnight, along with the potential of some patchy dense fog. When we get warm air over a cold snowpack, oftentimes we get fog, so we're going to be on the lookout for that tonight. That's the when. The impact, perhaps a few places with near zero visibility and a few slick spots depending on temperature. So wake up a few minutes early, check those road conditions and any possible school delays. Temperatures tomorrow morning, middle and upper 20s with that patchy dense fog. We do get 35 to 40 tomorrow afternoon, even warmer, but we do have to talk about that dangerous cold coming up in the 7-day. We'll do it in a few minutes.
All right, Angela, thanks so much. We want to let you know that Indy DPW crews have been really busy because of the recent snowstorms, but not everyone is happy about their work. Right now, DPW leaders are talking about their city's policies when it snows. This meeting taking place after people complained that our city was no longer plowing some residential streets. The interim director of DPW is also answering some questions tonight from counselors about Indy's snow removal process. We'll have a report from that meeting for you tonight when we see you at 11 o'clock. Well, tomorrow a jury is going to decide if an Indianapolis man is guilty of murder for shooting and killing a Dutch soldier.
Shamar Duncan testified in his own defense in the courtroom today at his trial. Our Rich Nye, the only local reporter there, and he had his camera in the courtroom as well for Duncan's testimony. Rich joins us live in studio to show us and explain more about what Duncan said in court today. Rich?
Right, so Shamar Duncan says he went downtown on August 27, 2022 with his two brothers to look for women. Instead, Duncan told the jury that he and his brothers exchanged words and got into a fight with a group of Dutch Special Forces soldiers on South Meridian Street. Duncan's brother got punched and knocked out briefly. When the fight ended, Duncan and his brothers got in their pickup truck, made a U-turn, and drove by the Hampton Inn, where Duncan opened fire with a group of soldiers standing outside the entrance.
You shot someone and you killed them, didn't you?
Now that I know, yes, sir.
You shot a second person and you almost killed them, didn't you?
Yes, now that I know, yes.
And you shot a third person twice, didn't you?
Now that I know, yes, sir.
And so of the at least 9 bullets you fired, 4 of them found a target, didn't they?
Unfortunately, yes.
Because you were shooting into a group of people.
Yes, sir.
Because you were angry.
Yes, I wasn't thinking at the time, yes.
26-year-old Dutch commando Simi Poutsema was shot in the back of the head. He died after donating organs to 6 Americans. Closing arguments are set for Friday morning. Duncan is hoping the jury will find him guilty of a lesser charge of reckless homicide, not murder.
Thank you, Rich. Tonight, a Cicero police officer is facing several charges after crashing his police vehicle while under the influence on Christmas Day. This happened near Cumberland Road and East 206th Street. According to the court documents, investigators say that Officer Edwin Hodson was the one driving after reviewing the video from inside the vehicle. He's now charged with operating a vehicle while intoxicated, endangering a person, and leaving the scene of an accident.
Still to come, Monday's college football championship game now just 4 days away.
Hear why the QB at Notre Dame says it's an honor to wear the navy and gold one more time.
Plus, hundreds of thousands of dollars in improvements are coming to a local community center.
We get an early look at what's new for families who are on the northwest side. Angela?
Anne-Marie, fog, rain, snow, and an Arctic blast. Big weather impacts ahead. I'll have your forecast.